All right, so you all see an elevator, right? And you
Yep.
all
Yes.
see a little 13 sitting on top of a corpse, right?
Yep.
Yes.
Okie dokie. So, I need to... Ooh, you all hear audio too, right?
Yes.
Yes, we do.
You guys know how to adjust the volume on that if you need to. It's in the settings if you want to adjust it. So I'll let you guys manage that.
It is currently appropriate for me.
Okay. I need to move a couple of things around here real quick.
Excuse me while I clean up the room.
Yes. That's exactly what's happening.
Can you say something again, Zach?
I am talking and making noise. Can you hear me okay?
Okay.
Yep, we can hear you.
All right. Okie dokie. So the elevator arrives. And
Hi.
the doors open. Requires me to delete that item right there. And Una, you recognize this little hallway as the computer terminal that you saw earlier, where the scientist man was pointing and hollering at people. And the sounds of gunfire become much, much louder as you go down and these doors open.
You said louder?
Louder, yes.
Ah.
And you can hear soldiers shouting. They're yelling, "Fall back! Fall back! What has happened to him? What is this foul demon? Ah!" And then you hear like a whooshing sound as if someone is swinging a massive torch. And this rumbling bellow coming from around the corner that sounds as if some great beast is reveling in battle. And that brings us to Markin.
That sounds exciting down that way.
I cannot hear Doug. Can't hear you, Bood. Dude.
Eh?
Mic check.
Aha, there you are.
Mic check.
Found you.
Got you now.
I said I am still invisible, I presume.
You are still invisible, yes.
I'd like to sneak past everyone right there and hug the left-hand wall, meaning my left, if I'm moving into the room, and move as far as I can and see what I can see.
All right. Go ahead and move your guy.
Got to pie that corner.
Yep. And you can move from the door, by the way. Measure
From the door.
Not your turn. Yep.
So like out to like here.
Yeah.
Okay.
Are you able to move your token? You are.
Don't know what we're getting ourselves into, folks, but it's big and it's ugly.
So as you round this corner, you see some of these strange red crystals. And there we go. And behind one of them is one of those security guards, and he is firing into this area over here that you can't quite see what's coming up. He's also standing on some type of red runes carved into the stone, kind of half buried in rubble. So
Okay.
that was a single move for Markin. You still have an action to make.
I'm gonna double move if I can then.
Yeah, go for it.
Down to here.
Mm-hmm. About right.
Sorry, I'm not as fast with the touch.
No, that's all right. And
Okay.
actually, I meant to turn off the grid. You are not beholden to the grid. So there you go. So as you round the corner there, you see one of the bigger guards firing point blank into something that is just massive, like this flaming silhouette of a giant. And you can see kind of through the flames this human figure and the human figure is clutching like a sword, and is just enveloped in these flames in this image of something massive, which is also clutching a sword, and it is a giant flaming sword that it is holding in its hands. And as you round that corner, you see that he just drives this sword into the big guard, and just the sword goes right through its body and into the stone, and then he yanks it up, cleaving a chunk of rock and tearing the man in half.
Time for our A game, folks. The Jotun are among us.
And Una, you are up.
Measurements.
This is a natural-looking cave, right?
It is a natural-looking cave, yep.
Okay.
I'm going to double move. Oops. Double move about here.
Okay.
Trying to stay behind these rocks in the middle.
All right. Ivar, you're up.
A game. A game means attack, right?
The attack game! I love the attack game!
Correct.
And I'll just move a double move. Double nana right up there to the front.
All righty. Do it to it.
All right. Brun's going to do the same. I guess if we're all moving up.
Mm-hmm.
I'm moving up.
That massive flaming Jotun, because you guessed it right, turns and sweeps its sword into the other one of the guards. Like he's a rag doll cutting through bone and flesh and armor. And again, his sword slamming into the stones. And then he charges forward as if to hit the other one. But just as he hits the boundary of these red carved glyphs, it's almost like something stops him, like some invisible barrier appears before him. And he slams into it, stunned and enraged. And he...
Oh, shoot. Oh, well.
He looks with anger in his eyes at the mercenary, and then swiftly turns his gaze to where you are all standing behind the stones. And you see that his eyes kind of flare with hate. And in a voice full of fire and soot, he says, "Ah, more of Odin's followers. I will cut you down once I'm finished with the ones who freed me." And that brings us back to the top.
Can I wave as a free action?
You absolutely can wait.
I wave.
I don't see anything that resembles an altar or anything at this point, correct?
Correct.
All right, I'm going to
You
move
see
again.
there is still some kind of alcove up here. But you can't quite see what's in it.
Yeah. I don't know how you did that fancy double thing there, but...
Right click.
Right click. Of course. I think this is 40, and then another 10 is like up to here. And I assume that I'm still invisible.
You are still invisible.
I would like to make sure that I'm being like super stealthy. I don't know if that's a thing or not, but I guess I'm double moving. I'm just moving, right?
Okay.
Correct.
Yeah, you're good, man. Your stealth gear is top notch. You don't have to roll to succeed on your stealth check with that thing.
Okay.
It's just you succeed.
Yeah, full move all the way up to there. And what do I see from there?
So you see more of the red stones and another corpse laying on the ground. And then you see some bizarre altar sitting here. And there is like a burn mark on the top of it. It looks as if everything except a sword-shaped outline has just been blasted with fire, leaving soot behind. Except for this clean, smooth, almost area that has been outlined by that soot.
So the sword is not there.
Right, the sword is not
Presumably, it is animated right now.
there. It looks like the thing in the image within this Jotun, like the sword that human form is carrying, was once upon that altar. And everything in that room is kind of slightly scorched.
Okay.
You also see standing this close to these Yagu crystals that are just embedded in the stone. They are almost like you can almost feel the energy coming off. It's kind of crackling and sizzling next to you with latent power.
I just kind of whisper under my breath into the comm units, Yog crystals. And that's it.
All right, that brings us to Una.
That one's made of fire. My wild growth is not going to work too well. I mean, we all know I'm an expert shooter.
Yeah. Practice makes perfect.
I'm gonna see if there's loot that makes me more useful. Yoink.
All right. So kind of in the heat of battle here, give me a wisdom check.
Sure.
There's got to be something useful in here.
Oh, bless.
Box. It's just a box.
I found a box.
So as you kind of dig through this, you don't find anything super great, but you do come across a really nice deck of cards.
I totally take it.
There doesn't seem to be anything else of use in this crate.
If it's a deck of many things, you should let me know.
I will let you know.
That is her favorite item in any game ever.
I love the deck of many things.
Right, Ivar, you're up.
I will also stealthily move up, and by stealthily I mean I'll be slinging my axe and yelling and screaming at him, and saying, "They did not bring you here to play with us. We brought you here so we could release you." And I will attack him.
Right. So take a hero coin for that epic charge into battle if you don't already have one, and that will hit. Roll your damage.
And alas, only 6.
So you bring your axe down, and it hits those flames, and they flash, and your axe just bounces off of his chest, seemingly to
Wow,
not harm him
this
at
could
all.
be bad. But I'm not afraid yet. And I move on.
All right, Broomhilda, you're up.
Are there stalactites?
Oh, that's a good question. Hi, yes,
Just
no.
a hair. Keeping cover in the rocks.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to try and take out a stalactite above them.
All right. Give me a roll. That would be a dex roll.
Ah!
So you start
Does a
pumping.
coin allow you to re-roll?
It would
Yes.
allow you to reroll, yes.
I'm going to spend a coin to do that. Ah!
I don't think anyone's coins have successfully given a.
No, I don't think they have.
They have not.
No.
You fire up at the ceiling, chipping away at the stone, and some rocks come down, peppering him. And you see that as the rocks touch that flaming skin, they just kind of burst. There's a burst of light, and then they almost melt, and those little molten stones piling up near his feet. But you do
I'm
not
not
bring
sure
down.
that we can win this fight, guys.
And that brings us to this Jotun. You see within him a trapped humanoid form writhing in pain as the flaming body turns its attention to Ivar and says, "If you really want to stand toe-to-toe with me, very well." And he swings his massive sword at you. That's a crit. I'm really sorry
Jesus.
to say.
Ooh.
Just makes it more glorious when I kill you.
So there's his crit damage, and there is his regular damage. As his flaming sword just sweeps into you. It's for 15.
I stand like a statue and say, "You'll have to do better than that to take me down."
Then he moves around, stepping kind of dances back towards the stones, glances at them, and then barrels through you to the other side
Ooh.
as he can't seem to cross the threshold of those runes over. The heat of his passing causing you to break a sweat. Markin, you're up.
So you can't seem to cross the red circle on the ground?
It appears that each time he tries to move into that area, something rebuffs him.
Interesting. Okay.
Has the living guard inside of that circle done anything other than cower in fear?
Oh yeah, no, I'm sorry. He fired at. I totally forgot about it. You're right. Hold on a second, Markin. Let me deal with that guy.
Okay.
So he kind of wraps around and starts shooting at the big guy as well. But his shots go wide. He doesn't seem. It also does not seem to be worried about you guys.
Good, because if he was, we'd have to kill him.
All right, Markin, it is now your turn.
Brunhilde, we cannot win the war against the Jotun unless we first win the war in our own minds. And I want to take my daggers, both of them, and drag them across one of these fancy red crystals,
Mm-hmm.
and then just launch myself into an attack that I think I can get in just into range.
Okay.
I just stick to the blasters.
So as you drag your knife across those yod crystals, you can feel like an almost electric tingle in your hands, and it's not comfortable. It hurts. Like it is a painful experience to touch these things. And as you swipe them at the Jotun, you can see that like the edge of your blade is almost like jagged and burned from having touched it.
Oh,
And you have fancy blades too, don't you?
I have duranium daggers.
Yeah. Now duranium is normally like an indestructible material.
Ooh.
And these things, these crystals seem to be capable of scarring what is believed to be an almost indestructible.
Oh.
Interesting.
So, Una, you're up.
Okay. Have an idea.
Trying to get in the circle?
For yes?
Yep, you're good. You can get in the circle. Get right on the inside. Oh, I'm sorry. I thought that was you measuring 25. Apparently it was Brunhilde.
So right about there. I will move here. Can I see the big bad dude, or is this rock formation totally in my way?
So that rock formation goes all the way up to the ceiling. So it is totally in your way, but you can kind of like lean and see him and take a shot at him. It'll just be hard because you're trying to lean around these boulders.
Okay. Can I throw my wild growth at one of the crystals?
Oh, that's interesting. You sure can try.
Neato. All right, that's is that first a d20 and then a magic effect? Yeah, I think that's
Yes,
what that is.
that is going to be your wisdom. And I want to point out where we're talking about these rocks. This gap here is too small for him to fit through. Like it would be a squeeze for one of you to fit through that.
Okay. All right, so you said a wisdom roll to throw the things?
Yep.
Boop.
Nice.
Yes.
Yeah. So you succeed in wild growthing on the crystals. Tell me what that does again.
Let's see. Overgrow a target with vines, immobilize it. All attempts by the target or close to the target are hard.
Okay. So like the mossy floor kind of creeps up across these stones, and the stones seem to incorporate in that. And everything near to this stone is going to be hard, energized lattice of myconoid fungus spreads everywhere.
Cool. That is my turn.
Now, unfortunately, I think that is also going to impact Markin if he is standing right where he is.
This is probably it.
Okay. I clicked the button many times, and I can't see where we went to, so I think I accidentally skipped Ivar. There we are.
I think you did skip Ivar.
All right, Ivar, you're up.
All right, so can Ivar get here? Since you just went through me, I can get through you.
Absolutely. Yep, you can walk right through these guys.
I'm going to get through here, and having watched Mark and Duranium daggers go across the crystals and start to disintegrate, I guess is the right word, I wish to try to push the Jotun in against that crystal, using my leverage against putting my feet against the wall and pushing him directly into the crystal. Right.
That sounds awesome. Let's get a contested strength check. You attempt to shove him into these crystals.
Yeah, Ivar.
Oh, you might be able to do it. Oh, all right.
Aww.
No, I mean, ties go to you guys, in my opinion, so.
Sweet.
Meet or beat the armor class.
Yep, meet or beat it. So, yeah, you plant your feet and you give this guy an epic shove, and he goes back into that stone, and it, like the flaming form around him, passes through the stone, and the human form inside of it touches it and gives out a scream. Humanoid screams first, and then the flaming Jotun surrounding him screams. And it takes 11 damage from being shoved into these stones.
And can I add my hero coin to that?
Sure can. You sure can.
So 3 more.
All right.
So I roll ultimate. So would I get my ultimate bonus on that as well?
Yeah, you do.
So that's 6 more then.
6 more. All right. 6, 7. 17 damage. All right. Let me take a good close look here. Huh? All right. So he is not in good shape. Like the form starts wavering around the human, and the human is just screaming in agony. Shove. And that brings us to Broomhilda.
Back to hell you go.
Odin spawn. Kill you for that.
I can see Ivar okay from here or not at all?
Yeah, you can see him. Okay.
Okay. I'm gonna shoot him to
Don't
try and heal
fumble.
him.
You might heal the wrong person.
Don't heal the bad guy. He'll be like,
I'm sorry, I
thanks.
missed you.
Squish."
I missed what you said you wanted to do.
Oh, I'm gonna heal Ivar.
All right, go for it.
God bless America.
That is not enough.
Can I use the
Gamer.
last hero coin I've got?
Yes, you can.
All right.
Yes, you can.
Oh, I thought you could only have one hero coin at a time.
You can only have one hero coin. I don't remember saying that out loud, so we're just gonna roll with it for now.
Oh,
Okay. Well, I'm out now anyway, so
All right, cool.
I'll try to remember that from here on out.
All right. So yeah, that is a success. You successfully hit Ivar with your healing darts.
Takes the edge off.
You can just see his veins pulsing as he's continuing to try to hold this Jotun against the crystal, and your healing courses through his veins.
I lean
That's
over
awesome.
to the mercenary dude next to me.
Mm-hmm.
Stick with us, and you may live through this yet.
Just gives a little nod, like he's too afraid to argue with you, and he really wants to live through this to see another day. So I'm looking at the time, and I'm looking at the timer I have going. So this is going to be a session timer when this guy runs out, just so you guys know.
Okay.
yeah,
And I know it's getting a little late. Sorry about that.
that's okay. I made us start late anyway.
All right. So as you push this guy up against the rocks, up against these yog crystals, he roars out in pain, and then he kind of like pushes you back a little bit and seems to pull in on himself, and then looks up into the air and raises his sword, and huge gouts of flame just come waving off of his body as this huge nova burst of fire comes off of him. So I'm going to need everybody near to him, which I think is, let's see here.
Everybody?
It's going to be everyone except Una. No, everyone including Una.
Oh, I'm behind rocks.
Make a dex check. It's going to be easy for you, Una. You got some.
Got you.
So give me a dex save.
I'm
Let's
good
roll
at
against the room
dex.
target.
So good. I'm
All
just
right.
as good at this as I am at turning on sprinklers.
So if you did not make your dex save, take 3 damage. And if you did
What
make
is
it, you're
our
good.
goal?
Your goal is 13.
13. Okay. I did not.
Did not make that.
So for
Said
Una,
3?
for you, it would have been 10. But yeah, you didn't make it. Yep. So everyone take 3 as these waves of fire come ripping off of his body.
Ugh.
And then he doesn't like being pushed up against the stones, so he continues to edge away from you. And he rounds the corner here.
Hey, buddy.
And seems very surprised to find you there.
Oh,
Marky, you're up.
hi.
Okay. Wow. So I'm going to move back this direction so that I have a clear line of fire, and go ahead and use the blaster this time.
All right, fire away. That is a hit.
All right.
For weapon damage. And I'm just going to save you some time. Your shot hits him, but it doesn't seem to harm him at all. Those flames just kind of roil around the shot. And it does not seem that conventional weapons are capable of hurting this guy. It has not stopped the little mercenary guy from shooting at him. He just isn't doing anything.
Interesting.
Succeeding against him. Una, that comes to see you.
I wish I had more magic than just the wild growth. Well,
Una, I don't think that the rifle's going to help.
nope.
You might want to get out of the way.
Yup. Yup.
So you just haul ass under him? All right.
Yeah, I was like, ah! You're a little bit too warm for me.
Just like that. You could feel the hairs on your head singeing as you on past him. All right, Ivar, you're up again.
So, quick question. Does this crystal right here look like it's attached to the ground and solid or not?
It does look like it is coming out of the ground, but
So it's
it
probably
does-
solid attached to the ground.
they
Not
do
gonna
seem to be
move.
a little bit brittle. What are you thinking you want to try and do here?
Well, I'm either going to push the crystal into him or I'm going to push.
Gotcha. You think a suitable blow could take off a big chunk of this crystal? You think it's within your capabilities?
I was planning on taking a chunk out on my turn for that reason.
Well, I got to bet this is more fun actually. So I'm going to run around the back of the room over here, slam into him, and just barrel push him right into the crystal.
All right.
Yeah.
So let me see here. Whoops, I need this. All right. Yeah, I think that'll work. Let's get that contested strength roll here. Oh, all right.
Hee.
So you slam him up against this crystal one more time. And go ahead and roll me an effort. Roll me an ultimate damage.
Ultimate. That's
Yep.
12 plus 3. Only 4. Minimum damage.
Okay.
Sad face.
And that is doing the job. That is absolutely.
Yeah.
Wow.
Take yourself a hero coin if you don't have one, Chuck.
I do not.
And an MVP trophy.
Yeah, that's awesome. All right, Broomhilda, you're up.
So the giant is not down.
The giant is not down. He is still standing.
Okay. Is he like kind of impaled on the crystal or no?
Now he's just kind of being pressed up against it.
Is there a smaller piece about the same size as a sword?
Ooh. You've nothing that's just laying around, but you feel like you could probably with a successful attempt get a chunk off, a big shard.
Okay. So I'm going to attempt to take a shard off about the size of a sword with
Okay.
my rifle.
Okay. With your rifle, you're going to shoot it off? Okay.
Mhm.
All right, give me a dex check. Now this is going to be your action for the turn, so you know.
Yep, understood.
Yeah, so you place a really good shot and pick which of these crystals you're going to destroy or you're going to damage to get that sword.
There's 2 right here next to us, right? Like right here.
Yeah, so you want to get like this little one he's not pressed
Yeah.
up against?
The little one he's not pressed up against.
All right, so you kind of shatter that thing down to a nub and get yourself a big sword length of it. And if you want to pick it up, you can do that as a free action, or you can leave it laying there.
I'm gonna leave it laying there for right now.
And just remember what it does when you guys touched it too. It was not
It's
a pleasant
owie.
experience. All right, that brings us back to guard. The guard kind of steps around here and starts pumping rounds into the guy some more. And obviously his carbine is ineffective. And the flaming Jotun looks down at Ivar and says, "You are but a fly against our might. You're my wrath," and drops the sword down on you one more time.
Ow.
And is that a crit again? Oh,
God.
Wow.
Is that a crit?
that is. Oh no, that's not.
That's
Is
a
it?
16.
That's a 16.
16.
Yeah. I see. I have a display glitch. Woo. Sorry to worry you there.
I wasn't worried. I know. I saw what I knew what I saw, so I wasn't worried.
All right, so he deals 2 more damage to you.
Mm.
And tries to shimmy off of that just a little bit to get himself some relief. And that brings us back to Markin.
I'd kind of lean over and say, "May I?" to Brunhilde, and
Go ahead. You're better with melee anyway. And then
I
she's-
scoop up the sword in two hands and say, "In life, we must all choose the pain of discipline and like pick this thing up in my hands, and it is like flaming, right? It's like
Yes, you
burning my
pick it up
hands
and
off.
you immediately take a point of damage. Now, this goes straight to your HP. Can't use armor on it.
Roger
It's
that.
like sears into your hands.
So I scoop it up and I jam it into this thing's back. I assume that's a strength roll.
That is a strength roll, yep.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
Jesus,
not
man.
enough. Do you have a hero coin?
No.
Oh, somebody else have a hero coin they want to give him?
Yes.
All right.
My hero coin is yours.
Is that like a reroll?
Yep,
Yeah, it's a
reroll.
Yep.
Can you
Alright.
add anything to the
There
roll?
it is.
There it is.
Just a straight reroll.
All
But that
right.
hits.
Give me an ultimate damage against this thing.
An ultimate damage.
Yep, roll ultimate.
Ooh. Roll 1d12.
Yes.
Got it. That's a 4. Oh, and I got to roll my weapon damage too? Or no?
Nope, just ultimate. Yep,
Okay.
just the
Alright.
ultimate.
So 4.
All right.
Still there, I assume.
No, that wraps him up.
Oh,
You step forward with this thing and you plunge it into its back, and the flames go out and it drops, and this sword clatters beside him, and for a moment you see the ghostly image of that Jotun lying on the ground, kind of writhing in agony before fading into like falls onto the ground around this human, and you realize that you have impaled someone wearing like scientist's robes.
Oh.
This thing is just pierced right through him. And Una, you recognize him as that scientist that was yelling and ordering you.
see, that's what you get for not being very nice to people.
And as the Jotun fades away, I'll whisper to him as he goes, "Better luck next time."
All right. So
And
we're
I
gonna
let go of the crystal for the record.
good call. All right, Una, we're just gonna finish the round up here.
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
just gonna break out of turns here for a minute,
Okay.
and I'm gonna narrate this a little bit. That soldier kind of looks at you all and saying, "I don't know what happened, man. Everybody else who tried to touch that sword was just either burned up or, I don't know, just sucked into some other dimension or something, man. But he was so pissed. When he heard you guys, he picked it up and he just burst into flames, man. I don't know what happened, but I'm not touching that sword. That thing comes straight out of hell or something. What's going on here? Listen, guys, please don't kill me, man. I just want to get home."
Dude,
So
Brun lowers her weapon. You earned it.
do we know anything about that sword? Like, would we know anything?
yeah, is someone going to go up and take a look at it?
Yeah, I'd like
Wait,
to
this
inspect
is
it.
what I was made for. Yes.
Intelligence rolls? No.
With wisdom rolls? I was assuming it was
Wisdom
wisdom.
Yeah, go ahead. Give me that wisdom roll.
Woohoo!
Oh yeah.
Nice.
So, I mean, it looks like a regular sword, but it's covered in these runes that have been carved into it. And as you read it, the runes kind of tell a story, and it's telling some kind of bizarre tale about the last incursion of the Jotun, and that a worthy champion will be found to wield Surtur's blade and bring down the fall of the gods. And it starts getting weird and poetic in the way the runes tend to, because there's not just one meaning. Each rune is a story in and of itself. Clearly, this is some Jotun artifact of some kind. It sits in Midgard and acts as a conduit for them.
Hmm.
Hmm.
And as your hand gets close to it, you can feel like the heat coming off of it.
Seems like something we should destroy, folks.
It does indeed.
So we're at a lull. There's nothing left to fight you. The only thing we have to do now is decide where you guys want to go next.
Loot the boxes.
Loot the boxes. Okay.
We loot the bodies.
All right.
We're going full murder hobo.
So you guys ransack this place, no problem, man.
Where does the guy plan on going? Brun asks him.
He's not sure, but he's taking any suggestions. I mean, he's going to go back to his headquarters.
I don't think you should do that.
I mean,
So,
they did send you here.
true.
How big is our ship?
It's big. There's room for him. If that's where you're going.
Yeah. I invite him to join us. Someone that's not going to make him try to pick up a big flaming sword that'll probably end up killing him.
C seems to have a little trepidation about it, but seems to be willing to give it a try.
Good.
won't
Now pick up
keep
the
you.
sword. Ah.
All right. So, what are you guys doing about this sword that's on the floor?
Well, we have to destroy it somehow.
Okay.
Is there any cloth or anything that we can use to touch it?
Pick it up without touching it.
Sure.
Yeah, I take off my suit jacket and wrap it around.
Nah, we just loot all the bodies and take all their.
I was gonna say, let's take off a dead guy's suit jacket and wrap it
there you go.
around.
Okay. All right. So you guys wrap it up in something and take it with you.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So
I don't know that this will help, but perhaps we should drop it into a sun.
that sounds like a hook for our next game. Is that the way you guys are going? You want to start looking at ways to destroy this thing?
Sure.
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah, that seems reasonable.
If it's insinuating that it's Surtur's blade, yeah, absolutely.
All right, then I will start some prep accordingly. Let me give some rolls here to see what you guys find as you wrap up.
Yay.
So this first one is going to be, this is for you, Chuck. For Markin.
Nice. Wait. Any fire damage done to you heals you for that amount instead?
Whoa.
Give me the sword.
For Una and for Brown.
Una gets
obviously,
sharpshooter.
if you guys want to sort these things out, you can, but I'll leave that to you guys.
Titan blade weapon. Only carry other weapons when so you can only equip it.
If you're using it, you can
ultimate
only
on a
use it.
15 plus though.
That's pretty nice, actually. Just saying that might be built for Ivar.
Yeah, right. I'm thinking the same thing.
Reptoid Inferno.
All right, guys. So that's our game for the night. You guys
Great game, thank you.
write down your loot plan, and I'll see you guys on the Discord.